This episode of GameByte is brought to you by your friends here at QuitStalling and of course on Jinx.com. Use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at checkout on Jinx.com. If you want some Hearthstone shirts, if you want some Warcraft shirts, she is not my war chief. If you want some C9 shirts, because, you know, wait, no, not C9, I got Shroud. If you want some Shroud shirts, because his contract's up, use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at Jinx.com to get 10% off of all of that stuff, whether it's Tracer Tights, whether it's a Minecraft figurine. I think they still sell the foam swords. Those are really fun. I think I used to have one around here. Yes, why did the bed music die? No, this is all wrong.
I'll say 64 episodes later, nothing has changed. This is great.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key, absolutely.
When the bed music disappears, me and Diego step in as bed music. Isn't that right, Diego?
Yeah, of course. We got you.
Welcome everyone to GameByte. Yes, the weekly show of QuitStalling where we play video games. You know, usually we have 2, 3 fine young men. Tonight we have 4 because we have a very special guest who has been here before. I rhymed 4 with before. Not much skill involved in that. I am your host.
What a
I am
modern
Herald
day
Silvestre.
Dr. Seuss.
Lyrical genius.
Thank you. Thank you. I am your host. I am Herald
Dr.
Silvestre.
Seuss.
That is. Hey, shh, quiet over there. You're still invisible. Hush. You're still invisible. I am your host, Herald Silvestre. I'm trying to take control of my show again. And of course, I guess I got gamers with me as well. Let's start with the Maelstrom of Hate and Fury. Wait, I changed that up, didn't I? What did I change that to? The Maelstrom of Anger and Profanity. It's Instant DZ himself, Diego Z. How you doing, Diego?
What's up, guys? How you all doing? Harold, you know, you have the power to, since we're using Discord now, you actually have the power to mute all of us while you're doing your spiel, so we can no longer interrupt you.
Too much effort.
Individually.
But I know you would never do that. You love us too much.
I love that transition there. I saw that. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's too much effort, by the way.
That was more effort than muting us, okay?
That's awesome.
Anyways, so those other voices you can hear. Oh my god, I keep forgetting what we call Mick, but the other side of the spectrum.
QuitStalling's resident tavern keeper, welcoming you to his inn. It's the Fury Bot, Mick DeGuzman. How you doing, Mick?
I love how you were talking over him, and you could just hear like Harold's voice. He's like, "Oh, resident innkeeper," and then he just goes up really loud. Oh man. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, guys. Good evening, our special guest, ElderDjinn, of course.
You blew the surprise! You blew the surprise!
How is it a surprise? You said it in the pre-show. How is it a surprise?
People are just tuning
It's on
in
the
right
title,
now,
dude.
Mick. People are just tuning in right now.
That's like saying wrestling isn't real, man. You're blowing the magic.
Yes! DZ's got me.
Wow.
DZ's got me, man.
Come on, man. Everybody knows it's all staged. Okay? The magic's already gone a long time ago. It's more on the athleticism and how people just, sell a move or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to everyone on chat. Good evening to you, Diego. And of course, good evening to our main boss man, Harold.
All right, thanks, man.
Smooth as fuck. Anyway.
Oh, man. Okay, so for those of you listening to the audio only, yes, we do have a guest.
Wow.
Speaking of taking the magic away, Mick. Okay. Here we go. Rubbing the genie's bottle will result in the summoning of this man, the winner of the One Night with Karakute Hearthstone coaching session. Yes, we got him back. It's ElderDjinn. How you doing, ElderDjinn?
Hi. I'm good.
I
How's
got you.
everyone doing over there? They love me. They really love me.
It's the first time anyone's interacted with that.
Yeah, right?
ElderDjinn, the next time you go here, could you like when we get that sound clip again to play, could you ask your fiance to like throw you flowers from
Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good.
and then make her throw confetti. So you just feel the part.
I'll plan that for the next time I come along. I'll plan that.
And bring Jiraxis. You gotta bring Jiraxis.
Yes,
Do
I will
not-
have to bring Jiraxis. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta bring
Don't
Jiraxis.
worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry.
Ask him if he can do it for free again.
Yeah. I might have to pay $89.99 for him now, but you know.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
where were we?
That's his robotic brother.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, where were we?
I don't know. The show kind of started on an awkward foot. This is a great show, guys. This is probably gonna be one of the best shows we'll ever do. So savor it. And Diego, Mick, ElderDjinn, we've got a bit of an announcement today, as some people who might be tuning in right now might see. Diego got a haircut. No, we have.
I did not.
I got the haircut.
Fake news.
Don't you see?
Fake
Don't you
news.
see how
Fake
wonderful
news.
this looks?
Look at this guy. Can't let Diego have a little attention. He's like, I got the haircut. Come on. Look at
I'm the one with the haircut and the polo shirt. I'm the one who looks fancy here. Okay.
No, but I love how Mick dressed up because this is a special night. If you guys look up, if you guys look a little bit below ElderDjinn, if you look at the new transcoder we've got that's actually permanent now, these are indications that we finally achieved Twitch partner status. It's so weird not saying affiliate. So we finally managed to convince people to watch us enough times that you think, we might as well give it to them, right? Oh, thanks. Yeah, so I'm so happy, and yeah, I want to give props to everyone else who got their partner. See, it's so weird. Their partnerships as well today. Guys like Enly, who's in the chat right now. And there were so many people. It was like a huge wave wafting over us, a wave of pride. So thank you everyone for your support so far, and congratulations to the people who've gotten their partnerships finally. It's been a long, hard road for me, DZ. Slightly less longer, but equally as hard for Mick. And we're glad to have guests and I'm gonna say regulars like ElderDjinn who come on the show and brighten up our days and continue to make the show just a little bit better, just that much better to push us over the 50% quality mark. Now we're at 51. Yes. So
50.5.
50 and everyone who always joins us on chat makes the chat is like 90% of what makes the show good, and the fact that we have people like Gibbs, people like Big Bow Julius over there, and Silfox, everyone who just manages to help us along in the hour and a half that we do the show. Thank you everyone. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank all our friends and family. I'd like to thank the Academy. Banoobs for believing in us. Banoobs, man, this is all because of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank my janitor, the resident super here in my condo. Mick, I want to thank everyone. Please don't interrupt.
I think the silence button is pretty useful now.
I'm getting played off the stage
fast,
now.
isn't it?
I'm getting played off stage at this point. Yeah, they're playing me off stage. Thank you, everyone. We're partners now. Bye. So Diego, Mick, and ElderDjinn, it's that time of the show where we thank everyone. No, where we ask everyone, what have you been playing? So everyone in the chat, let us know what you've been playing. If you're not watching live right now, tweet us at Quit Stalling Us, Facebook us. Let us know what you've been playing. Let's start off with. We finally get to start with a guest and what they've been playing. So, ElderDjinn, man, this isn't your first rodeo. Sure. What have you been playing, man?
So, since the last time I've been here, I played literally one set of Hearthstone because I had to go to, I didn't have to go, but I went to what is it called? A fireside gathering here in Pittsburgh, and that was a lot of fun. I got to get Nemsy, all that good stuff. But yeah, that was really the only time I played Hearthstone since the last time I came on. what has been taking up 99% of my game time these days has been Warframe. I cannot put that game down. I absolutely cannot put Warframe down, and it has probably eaten my soul. I don't know where it's at now. I just eat, breathe, sleep Warframe now. I can't explain it. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Warframe. That's what I've been playing, guys. What about you, Jago? What have you been playing?
Well, now that you mention it, since you mentioned Warframe,
Smooth.
I actually kind of stopped Warframe. Yeah, I'm sorry. Although I super get what Elgin's saying. I mean, when I did play it a couple of weeks back, I was pretty hooked onto it. What was, I guess, my best experience from that game was that when I started streaming it, there were a lot of people dropped in just to help me out because I literally put my status, "I'm a noob, please help." Like Elgin dropped in, randos dropped in my chat, just teaching me all these ins and outs, how to do that, the power slide, bullet jump, and then right click to aim glide. Like, well, I never would have figured that out on my own.
Dude, that sounds so badass.
It
Yes,
does,
it
like,
It's super
it
good.
does.
It
Like,
does.
it does. Like, if you're really, I mean, I'll say it again. Destiny 2. Sorry, Destiny 2. Warframe is what Destiny 2
Wow.
should have been. Sorry. Warframe is what Destiny 2 should have been. So like right now, if you want a game to play Destiny 2. If grinding is your thing, play it. Honestly, I don't play it as much now is because how do you call this? I've grown. I think I can honestly say I've grown out of the whole MMO grind, which is why like I don't play any online games anymore. I used to play that way before when I was younger, but now it's hard. I wouldn't play Diablo anymore, even though it's a great game. Warframe's a great game, but I don't think I can sink in too much time to it. But yeah, what I said is great. As for what I've really been playing this week, I downloaded.
That wasn't what you've really been playing.
No, that wasn't what I've really been playing. I just really had to emphasize how great Warframe is. Like, it's a game that I think you should fully support, even if it's just that good, because it goes to show what a game can become if the developers just put so much time and care and passion into it, right?
Yeah.
Just say yes,
and-
Mick. Just
No, 'cause
I will just not be like,
it's pretty much what we've been preaching on the show is, you know, when you take the time and, you know, take a couple of risks, especially in today's economy and market where a couple of months delay is to some investors a death sentence. Like, you know, when you manage to take the time for your product and you know, develop it as well once it's launched, you end up with a really good product.
Yeah,
Yep.
you do.
Yep,
I mean, look at No Man's Sky next. But anyway, so what I've been really playing this week.
Wow.
hey,
Segue.
Like, what I've really been playing next this week was Polytopia, another toilet game, aka mobile device game. It's a isometric RTS, and how do I put this? How do I describe it easily? You pick from 4 different tribes. And the tribes are kind of based on real life tribes of old, like, okay, you have the like the samurais, you have the Vikings, you got the medieval tribe and all that.
oh, you mean like For Honor?
Yeah, pretty much. Like from those, like from that era, like those. It used to be a game called Super Tribe, but then they call it Battle of Polytopia. So it's a turn-based thing. You can choose whether the game finishes in 30 turns, or you can choose whether it becomes like a death match, like until all tribes are dead, and then you're the last one standing. The tech it has a nice tech tree mechanic. You can focus on whether you want your tribe to specialize in hunting. You can focus if you want your tribe to specialize in fishing or exploration, because like the more you explore, or the more you hunt, the more you fish, the better you can make your entire tech, so you can have stronger enemies. But I mean, that at the end of the day, you can actually work to getting everything, to getting all the tech, as in maxing out hunting, maxing out fishing. Because when you're gonna play multiplayer, it'll boil down to the last 2. So it's like you pick the route you want to take first, and then at the end you duke it out with everything you got. And then it becomes a game of chess. Yeah.
I see.
Just a quick shout out to those in chat. I mean, I did mention Destiny. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Also with Destiny, the only reason why I was saying it's the game that Warframe is the game that Destiny 2 should have been is because I had so much I had so much expectations for Destiny because I love Bungie as a developer, but they made one of my favorite games of all time, Halo. It's just that I wish Destiny treated me better as a consumer because I mean,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I played it. When it came out. Oh my
Played
god,
with
I
me?
didn't stop playing it for a month. We did, Mick. We played it.
Yeah,
We played it for an entire month. But
yeah.
with the business practices that came in and like the end game, it didn't live up. But I mean, like for those who are playing Destiny now, like good, it's a great game as well. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just my experience. Anyway, Mick, how about you? What did
DZ,
you
I
do?
got a question. Did you mention the name of the game you were playing? Because Soulfox was asking in the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the game is Polytopia. Yes, I did mention it. I
there.
think I'll spell it out in the chat so you guys can take a look.
Awesome. All right, yeah, Mick, man, what have you been playing? And you mentioned that you got a lot to say.
Oh, I got a ton. So I was gone for a week. First things first. I'm back. Hi guys. Okay, so first
Because he
things
was
first.
playing it for the whole
Let's-
week.
No. I was busy on Wednesday, okay? And I already said that like the week, like after the show, I was like, oh crap, I can't go next week. But anyway, yeah. What have I been playing? Well, first things first, I've been playing a lot of the usuals. Hearthstone. Got to grind for the gold because August 7th is release day of the new expansion. So yeah. And then of course Final Fantasy 14, just progressing through one of the hardest bosses you could do in the game right now until like September comes in, which is Kefka. Final Fantasy 6 reference. If you don't know who he is, just look at Final Fantasy 6. Okay, so let's move on to the new stuff I've been playing. So first things first, I kind of got into CS:GO. Yeah. It's pretty
really?
fun. You know, it got pretty fun because the thing is, we had a LAN party last Friday in a friend's house, and we were playing a ton of games. We were playing Minecraft. We made a server, and we were just building our mine. We were playing Left 4 Dead 2. For some odd reason, we could not finish one whole act. I have no idea. On normal, we had a hard time in normal mode. I have no idea. Like when we were kids, we were like, "Oh, we can finish all 4 of them," you know. And now it's like, how did we finish this again? Like we all looked at each other and we were like, how the hell were we finishing this 4 years ago? Yeah, but aside from that, we played a bit of CS:GO, and I got to try the Galil, which is I think that's the buy 4-1 code for terrorists. It's actually a pretty good gun. I got a lot of kills. I was kind of happy. I was like, this might be my gun. This might be what I should practice. Because apparently in CS:GO, people have like specialties. Like I have a friend who's an AK specialist. So basically, he just plays AK nonstop. And when you see him, he's like swiping all the way through with like 100 DPI, like swiping from arm to arm all the way to the very end while playing the game. So let's see how this progresses. I'm enjoying the game. And then aside from that, I bought this game. Mega Man Legacy
nice.
Collection.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
the X Collection. I have never been more frustrated in my life.
It's so from Mega Man X to X8.
Yeah, this is X to X8. Apparently, this is 2,000 pesos for both games. And then it comes with the enemy weaknesses. So it's basically the chart where, okay, so he's weak to this, and he's weak to this, he's weak to
Oh
that.
man,
stuff.
my
So
God,
it gives
they're
you an
really
easier
babying
time.
us right now.
It's a cheat sheet.
No, because they're like, do you remember how to play this game? Are you gonna have an easier time? Are you
Wait,
gonna
so
have a
they
harder time
actually
now?
put a physical manual in the game?
Oh, wait, I'll show you.
Oh my God,
That's
okay.
actually kick ass.
Let me open the first one.
Yeah, we talked about that before. How we've missed having manuals come in, and the second they put a manual in, it's easy
Oh
mode.
my God.
It's the
Wow.
manuals. Like, look how Chill Penguin is weakness is Fire Wave, and his special weapon is Shotgun Ice, and it goes all the way to 4, and then the other one has X5 up until X8. So
That's
that's
kick ass.
that's a nice bonus. and plus it comes in this really cool container. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I also bought No Man's Sky.
Oh,
begrudgingly.
what do you think about it?
Begrudgingly.
Okay. No, okay, so I gotta, we were giving it so much shit last year. Let's be honest. We were giving it so
Let's
much
be honest,
shit.
yeah.
I mean,
I
it's-
don't remember that. I don't remember any of that.
It's kind of like The Division, okay? I gave it a lot of crap 2 years ago. And when I was here, I was like saying, I was like, oh man, I don't know why I bought that game. I spent so much money. And then 2 years later, I was like, oh, thank God I bought this game with all the expansions, and I got to try all of the stuff it offers. Well, that's the same thing with No Man's Sky, and it was only 700 pesos. So why not, right? What's the cool thing now is that they really, like, people were pissed off that there was no multiplayer experience. Like, you will not see each other, you will not encounter anyone exploring the vast galaxies of that whole game because it's a sandbox. Here's the thing, they added the multiplayer mode. So you can play up to 4 players in one game, and you can see each other. You can actually see where the other person has gone, and you can travel there, given that you have all the materials for it. And I find it interesting because the thing is, you have to craft your own fuel, you have to craft your hyper fuel, you have to craft your base, you have to craft for your weapon upgrades, everything. It's kind of like Minecraft, less the good parts. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it for No Man's Sky. So it's a nice sandbox. You discover weird stuff, but I don't think it's enough. I mean, it's worth the 700 pesos. I don't think it's worth the 1.6. No offense to, who was the one who made it again? Yeah. But
Hello
anyway,
Games.
those guys.
Hello Games, I think.
Yeah, Hello Games.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's worth the price tag, unless if you do drop it 50%. Yeah. So that's basically what I have been playing. What about
A lot
you,
of spaceships,
Harold?
though.
What have you been?
A lot of spaceships in that.
Yeah, a lot of spaceships, but
Some aliens, some aliens.
expensive. It's like 15 million, man. It's like
It's a
15
lot of
million
money. Wow.
units.
You want spaceships, you gotta
lot
look
of
at
grain.
Star Citizen.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that game. Oops. Sorry.
You gotta have that mature tag. Totally.
You gotta
right.
have that swear jar.
Now I gotta throw the
Yes.
mature tag up on iTunes.
It's funny because like I
No.
always call you guys out on that, and look at that.
Yeah.
I'm such a hypocrite.
We have. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
Pardon my French, everybody. I cuss.
Pardon my
Yeah.
Francis, but
Yeah, Harold,
All right.
what were you playing?
Yeah, what were you playing again? What have you been playing?
See these guys. All right. Oh, Kayan is now following us on Twitch. Thanks, Kayan. All right.
Thanks, Yuna.
All right. So, where is that? There it is. All right. So what I've been playing the usual Overwatch. The past week I haven't been able to play as much again as I'd like to. That's the thing, right? I love the game. I feel like I'm decent at it, but I haven't had enough time to to master it, if you know what I mean, Diego, or to diamond it, if you know what I mean. Man, I love the game though, and I'm just trying to get as much hours in it. I've been playing Pokemon Go again. Well, I haven't stopped since the last time I mentioned it, which was like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So it's been fun. My girlfriend let me her Apple Watch, her Apple Watch, and apparently it tracks kilometers better than the phone. So I've just been like walking around with my watch.
Laying cracking some
You swing your
eggs.
arms further so your watch can cover more distance.
No, you know what you should do?
I'm walking.
You should do the jogging in place. You up and stuff.
Unfortunately, it has to use GPS. Otherwise, I'd just be doing that all day.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like the Fitbit where it tracks movement.
Why would you do that?
One more time, Nick. One more time.
Okay. Why are you guys thinking that way again? Come on, guys. Come
'Cause
on. We're mature here.
You've already admitted to it, so
Don't call it. When you acknowledge it, that's when we get the mature tag. Okay, guys. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying, Harold.
Nick is definitely used to the mature.
Oh, all right.
I love the show. We haven't even gotten to the news yet. But yeah, so Overwatch, mobile games, good times, good times. Oh, a little bit of FIFA to calm myself down when I can't play soccer in real life. Yeah, just gotta at least play it on a video
Why
game.
can't you? Why can't you?
Time, distance, yeah,
Velocity.
money.
Traffic.
All right, so yeah, let's scroll all the way back in chat because I know some people were actually telling us what they've been playing. Where is it? Yeah, I know. Gibbs and Chill is saying he's playing Overwatch and Destiny 2. Little Kitty Mimi says you guys are awesome. Best game ever. Thank you, Little Kitty Mimi.
Thank you.
Still Fox has been playing Realm Royale and Destiny. Oh, man. I hope Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, Still Fox. Either way, you're having a good time and it's all that matters. Let's see. Little Kitty Mimi says she's been playing Wormate.io. Is that like worms, but instead of killing each other, you date? Like, how does that... Can someone choke? Wait, let me pull up on screen.
Okay, I think it's the one where you just follow and then you can like go one-on-one with someone and just lead them into like the normal snake where if you hit your body or you hit the wall, if you hit the wall you die. Maybe.
Is that?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh, what's
Your
that?
nickname.
Don't go down that rabbit hole, man.
Oh no.
Don't you see what it did to little Kitty Mimi? Her soul's
a
been.
browser.
Don't do it, man.
It's a browser game.
It's loading.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! Here we go.
Oh no, he's gonna start.
Here we go.
We're losing him. Guys, we gotta stop him.
Okay,
Okay.
no, wait. While he's doing that.
Oh,
So,
this one.
Guys, what are your thoughts on Wormate.io?
Uh-oh. His worm is getting longer.
Toilet game,
Oh.
10 out of 10.
My work's getting longer because I talked to Mick about the maturity of this podcast.
Game. 5 out of 7 would recommend.
Would recommend. All right.
Yeah, that's
That's pretty
like,
awesome. That's a fun game. That's addictive.
That's like a good 5-hour rating for the toilet in our toilet rating system, Diego. Because apparently
All
I
right.
sat down for 5 hours playing a game. And came to be.
By the way, I just want to call out in the chat Big Bow for saying his worm is getting longer. Thank you for taking my words out of context. It feels good.
Very clippable
boy.
episode. This is a very
It feels
clippable
like-
episode.
Like
Lots
it feels
of
like
clips
Big Bow.
incoming.
Big Bow is to me like how I am to you guys. He's
Oh,
calling me out on the
definitely.
shit I say.
This guy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, let us know what you've been playing. Folks at home, folks listening to the podcast, watching in the after fact, or just tune in to a live episode next week. But we got to move on. Guys, shout outs before we move on. Elgin, any shout outs you want to give?
I guess I'm gonna make a shout out to my fiance upstairs. Hi, honey.
Woo!
She's just relaxing right now upstairs. Just thought I'd say hi. Other than that, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. Just my fiance upstairs. Hi, honey.
Good stuff. Mick, Diego, any shout outs you guys want to give?
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to my
Kai and
girlfriend.
you.
Go you first,
Oh,
Mick.
you go. No, you go. You go first. You
Okay.
went ahead.
Yeah, all
Your
right,
voice
all
is
right.
louder than me.
It is. I'm just talking normal. Okay, wait. Shout out to my girlfriend, Cheska. I think she's tuning in as well. It helps a lot now that we have the what's it called, the transcoder, so it's easier for people to tune in.
Yeah, we
Especially
can
there.
actually stream in full 1080p now without having to stress.
Yes, definitely. And I think Sensei Humor is also in chat.
Derek, are you there?
Hey,
Derek?
Eric.
I think
say
he might have been
something.
there a while ago. I'm not sure.
Maybe
if I look at the
dropped by.
people watch, I think he dropped by for a bit.
Don't call people out. Let them message in chat. What if they're private, Diego? What if they just want to sit back and relax and watch the smooth, silky tones of ElderDjinn? Yeah.
Okay, fine. One last B. I think my brother's also tuned in. He's actually right across me in the other room.
What's up, Cisco?
He's
Sup,
in the other
Cisco?
room. Oh, he's
No
watching.
see.
Yeah, you see that thong, Cisco?
Yeah. Shout out to Kai and you. Hi. Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome.
Hello.
Oh, Doming's in the chat. Doming's in the chat.
Si Doming. Sino yan?
Wait, si Doming.
No, it's Doming.
Hi, Dan.
What is that?
Hi, Doming.
Oh, man.
Hi,
All right, let's
Doming.
move on,
How you
guys.
doing?
Let's actually get to the news because we're gonna take forever. We're already past our usual mark where we're like, all right, guys, let's wrap things up. So
Show's over.
This week in gaming news.
definitely wrong. You've been on the show a year.
What?
This week in video games.
Hey, this weekend. I'm sorry. I've been here for a year. Oh man.
And the news of this week
you
is brought to you
back.
by the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Yes, the Quit Stalling Geekcast, where me, Wancho, and of course Sensei Humor Derek O'Brien talk about all things geek, whether it's Marvel stuff, Power Ranger stuff, DC stuff, sadly, and so much more. You can watch Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker star in their version of Drake and Josh on the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Check it out, 11 a.m. Philippine Standard Time on Tuesdays. That's 8 p.m. California time in America. Yes, check it out. Quit Stalling Geekcast. All right, we got some gaming news, ladies and gentlemen. Some gaming news. Let's start off on a strange note. The PlayStation 4 has finally broken a specific sales figure. I'm trying to look for the number. 80 million units sold. They've gone past 80 million units sold. That I'm thinking that's way more than the PCs that have been built in the past 3 years. How long has the PS4 been out? 2 years? 3 years?
No,
A
it's
lot of years, like 4,
It's
5
near
years.
the end of its cycle. PS5 should be
Oh.
coming out sometime next year or 2 years from now.
Okay.
But then they did announce that they were gonna make a PS4 2.0, which is basically just an updated version of it, rather than making a PS5, which is basically gonna be, because the hardware now that's available in the market is somewhat the same. So even after all these years, it's still like just incrementally faster. So if you make a PS5, there's not much of a difference for making a PS4 2.0. So
we're on that
that's
diminishing
what I
returns
read,
phase.
like, I think we did cover that like a few episodes back. Yeah, that's what I remember from it.
Yeah, so we're on that diminishing returns phase of our existence where things can only just get incrementally better. No more huge advancements. Sad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the PS4 and the upcoming PS4 2.0? Before
See,
we move on?
my thoughts on the matter is like I used to be a PS4 or a PlayStation fanboy. I've always grown up with PlayStation. My first console that I've ever owned was the PlayStation 1, and I've basically owned every single iteration of the PlayStation since its inception. But it's hard for me to feel happy for them now because of what Sony's been doing lately, and I don't know. I feel like Sony has made one of the biggest heel turns in gaming history. So I really can't I can't be happy for them getting 80 million views. I'm like, yay, great, 80 million views. Can't we have crossplay, please? What's wrong
I
with
love
you
that
guys?
terminology.
Everyone else,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I want to be happy for them. I really do. I used to love Sony, but god damn it, why? Why do you have to do this? But anyway, that's my thoughts on it.
I gotta agree with him. I gotta agree with him on that one. But of course, congratulations to you guys, to Sony, for hitting 80 million units sold. Hopefully, you can get up to like 100 million before people actually realize that, hey, I think it's time for a new console.
Hopefully they realize we've sold 80 million units. I think now we can do crossplay, right, guys? Right?
I mean, seriously, somebody should mention it at a boardroom meeting and not get torn to shreds, you know?
Or get thrown out of building.
Yeah, exactly.
You just see like the CEO, like when someone says, okay, what's our next big plan? And then someone just raises his hand, crossplay, and you just throw. Then you see the CEO just get off his seat and you throw it against the window. Next.
He just hulks out and just.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, that's the thing. All right. Moving on. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Gareth who's in the chat right now. Hey, what's up, Gareth? Hope you're doing good. We got some other news, which also has a strange trailer. So NBA Live, guys, breaking down borders. Finally, you can make a female creative player in a basketball video game, and they can dunk, which is gonna be super awesome. I think this is a great step for any video game franchise. People always want female customization options in medieval fantasy games, in your typical RPG games. I think this is a natural progression, and it should have happened way sooner, in my opinion. Because the WNBA, as marginally watched as it is compared to the NBA, like there's still females who grew up playing with their consoles, playing with their PCs, playing NBA 2K, NBA Live, and wanting to create themselves, and not getting a true to physique, true to body representation, and now they get to, which is pretty cool. I just wish it was with a superior franchise, NBA 2K.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean
that's like an M. Night Shyamalan turn at the end.
It was a good move though from EA's part. From NBA. I mean, like, if 2K had done this earlier, I mean, maybe they'd still be at top. But yeah, this is a good move. I like it. It's a good move.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I think it is smart for NBA Live because and EA. God, that's so weird saying that EA did a smart thing.
Right? Actually,
this tastes weird.
Harold, Diego, I just want to point out, as a person who actually praised EA during the E3 conference, it left a bitter taste in my mouth, but you get used to it. You will in time, I swear, promise.
Man, you get pleased really easily, don't you?
Hey, man.
ElderDjinn, let me tell you something about Mick and pleasing. And let me tell you
No, it's not that.
I'm
okay,
kidding.
I have to defend myself here. Okay,
You have to, dude. I'm kidding.
For everything they did, I praise them for the little things that they do. Like, I'm impressed that they have this whole what was this again? So they basically started this whole program where they help out developers, small-time developers, bring out a game. That's very impressive, because now they have this new game that they just featured where it was this really awkward girl who was the writer of the whole thing, and she was just explaining it like passionately, and I was like, wow, this might actually be a really nice puzzle game. So I was like, okay, because A Way Out was actually last year's like support. I forgot what you call that program, but yeah, A Way Out was there, and it was actually a hit. A lot of people enjoyed it, because the thing is, if one person buys the game, you can get a friend to play the game with you, absolutely free. So that's pretty. I mean, okay,
it's
you
called
gotta give them
EA
credit
Originals?
for that, at least. EA Originals. There we go.
Yeah.
You gotta give them credit for that.
I mean, absolutely.
I hate saying it. It makes me cringe a bit, and it makes me want to vomit. But
Yeah.
I have to give it to them.
I totally get it. The EA Originals concept was, I feel like that's pretty much the only thing worth watching in the EA press conference.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. Like,
See,
everything
exactly.
else about it
No,
has been them
no.
just promoting
Yeah.
player choice.
Oh.
No, we don't get
Madden.
that.
Anthem. Look,
Yeah,
Anthem.
Anthem. We're
Not
showing
like
nothing of
Destiny 2.
Anthem. It's like, but I mean, yeah, I get it. The EA Originals. I mean, A Way Out was a really huge hit, and that did come from that. The stuff coming out of the EA Originals actually does look promising. But their flagship titles, your FIFAs, your Anthems, the stuff we know EA for, is still the same old tired garbage that they've been putting out. Sorry. My opinion, again, my opinion.
Preach.
Not,
Preach it all
not
day,
necessarily GameBytes, just my
Preach it all
opinion.
day.
It's just the same old garbage that they've been, pushing out to us and monetized to, well, even greater heights.
Mhm.
They haven't stopped. I don't think they've stopped, putting loot boxes in FIFA, for example.
Card packs. There were card packs.
Whatever, the usual stuff. I'm not optimistic as far as like their business practices are concerned. Just I don't know. It's hard for me to be optimistic for that. But their original stuff, I mean, it doesn't show any signs of monetization yet. We're being
Oh.
But once it
That's the word.
But once it does, I mean, we're just gonna put it, I'm just gonna bury my face in my hands and be like, oh, what did I expect? And which is a shame because they're indies. So, but anyway, yeah. But I'll get off my soapbox now. Let me just sit back down. Anyway, I see Harold
Diego,
hiding behind his microphone.
Diego, Harold,
No,
what are your
like,
thoughts
no.
on it though?
Sorry,
We
what?
Super sidetracked. I'm sorry,
I
but then
know.
yeah, I want to get your thoughts on like EA just doing this and hopefully their track record as well. 'Cause we did dabble in it.
Well, yes, they're doing good moves lately, but then again, I mean, it is EA we're talking about. As much as I got to be subjective about it, they are making good moves, but that doesn't mean they made bad moves. So I guess it's up to us, the consumer, to decide what we're gonna purchase from them and what we're not. We're not in the next topic yet, right? Which is where the
we
bulk
might
of
have-
EA's.
we might as well get to it, guys. So, Origin Access Premier, the next level of gaming from EA Games, EA Sports, and all their licenses. So, for those of you unfamiliar, Origin Access is a service that EA has been providing, I think, since 2016 or 2017.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much a subscription-based service where you could play most of their games, if not all of them, after, especially the newer titles like FIFA, like we mentioned earlier, a few months after it's released. So you won't, if you're subscribed to Origin Access beforehand, you won't get the latest titles until a few months after they're released, which I guess we should have seen this part coming. Origin Access Premier gives you those titles not just day one, but some will give you access a few days, maybe even weeks before it's released out to the rest of the world. So
Yes.
EA did kind of set this up. They're like, you know what, guys, we're giving you Origin Access, and if you still get it on day one, you'll have the advantage. Don't worry, you don't have to subscribe. But now, they teed it up so the Premier can be like, yes, play however you want, which is, I think, one of their tags somewhere. Like, choose what game you play and for how long and when. Okay, so it's supposedly $14.99 a month or $99.99 a year in America, but that also changes based on where you live. So here in the Philippines, it's $19.90 a month, so almost $20 a month, or $129.90, so $130 a year, which is a full $30 more, or
Jesus Christ,
$5 more.
Yeah.
So it's region based as well, which is just, come on, man, give me a break. Here's some proof of the US figures. So it's different.
It's way different.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Wait,
interesting.
Is tax already included?
I don't know. It's EA.
I think it's safe to assume if it's a subscription-based service, it's already included. But still, Harold's got a
man.
point. It's EA.
It's EA. Oh boy.
Sheesh. Yeah. So I mean, it's cool that it will come out cheaper if you play most of their games. If you have time to play a lot of the games,
Yeah.
it will come out in your favor. Because how much do we spend on titles nowadays?
Man,
That's true.
It's,
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
But then,
okay, so
like,
do you need?
No, go on.
I was gonna say, do you need this service to play any of their games? Is that what I'm getting at here?
So
Here,
far from what I've seen,
basic
you just
service.
get bonuses.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But you
The only
don't
difference
need,
between the Premier is not so much better, I guess, than the basic in terms of what you get. I guess like the only pluses you get. Okay, there it is the you get the expansions, you get to play the new games a lot earlier, and 10% off on Origin purchases, which probably means DLC. Knowing EA,
Yep.
expansions are different from DLC. So
Right.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, can I chime on this one? Like, for
You
the
already are.
Oh, okay. So, fine. In that case, go ahead, Elgin.
Oh no, I'm waiting on you, man. Like seriously, I'm go on. I'm listening.
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
so like
Here we go.
how I see this is like let me just start with the pros. The pros of this. As much facts we give have you ever stopped to consider like how many EA games we actually have played or would like to play again? I mean, if you look at the titles, honestly, there's a lot.
It's true.
Yeah,
Sims,
you got
the
titles like
Battlefield
Monkey
franchise.
Island.
Is it there?
FIFA.
You have
All the old
FIFA.
Mhm.
Your
Command and Conquer's, all of
your
them.
BioWare.
Yeah.
Freaking Command and Conquer,
All the
Dead
BioWares,
Space.
Dragon
um,
Age.
Ooh,
Crisis. There's a
Star Wars:
lot
The Old
you can
Republic.
play, and getting the
Yeah.
basic will get you all these.
But
Okay.
not
and,
yet.
and if you
Yeah.
and compare it to PlayStation Plus still does the random games in a month, right?
Mhm.
This one is
Uh-huh.
everything from their old games for every month. So I think the basic one is $6 a month, $6 or $7 a month.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
this is basic. I mean, yeah,
So-
yeah. Sorry.
So what you're saying is, if I get this subscription service, I can literally play Red Alert 2 for
Yes.
well, not for free, but like I'm paying for the service to stream or download Red Alert 2 onto my PC and just
Ooh.
play it.
Yes. Well,
Ooh.
unless I'm missing something, then yes.
Oh wait,
Unless
I
I've-
just want to
Yeah,
point
go.
something out that even if you don't get this this Origin access, they also do the exact same thing that PS Plus does, which is called On the House. They give their really old games
They,
for free.
They actually
For free
took
for a
that
limited
back
period.
now that they're having
Oh, no.
Premiere coming out.
Oh, they did. Wait, I
It's in
should
the
open
notes,
my
Mick.
Origin then.
It's in the
Yeah, check it out.
I wanna see. I got
It's in the
I
show
got
notes.
Yuri's Revenge. Okay, I just
Yeah,
got
right.
I just got Yuri's Revenge.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's another
thing.
thing.
Like,
Yeah, no
Yeah.
more on the house. But yeah, DZ, keep going.
so yeah, like another thing is like but here, okay, if you're gonna get Premiere, if you're gonna get the Premiere one, the $130, right? You're gonna at
Mhm.
least need to the pros is that you're gonna at least need to buy 3 games to make it sulit, to make it worth the while, which
Yeah.
is I guess okay. I mean, well actually no, wait. When I wrote this, I'm taking this from from abroad. $100 for 3 games. That's way cheaper. But that's if. Here's the thing. Here's the if. That's if any of the new games you are getting are you actually gonna play. The new games coming in is Madden, FIFA, Anthem. Okay.
A Way Out,
Uh,
Faye,
Yeah.
Sims Bundle
so if you're
4.
Yeah,
What else is here? Battlefront 2.
Unravel 2,
Battlefield 5.
Battlefront 2, Battlefield 5. Yeah. So you have to out of the 9 games, you have to at least have enough time to play 3 of them. So that's when it's really. Other than
Yeah.
that might be a bit. You might as well just buy the game solo, because here, if you're gonna buy the game solo, well, here's the thing. Essentially, this service saves you money, right? But yeah, it saves you. But is it worth resubscribing to the second year? The first year, let's just say yes, it's worth it. First year is definitely worth it. You get so much value of it. But what after that? What happens? The second year, you've already finished these games. You've already these games, so it's like I spent $100+ to play old games I bought last year, and these new games. So it's like the second year, I'm gonna be spending twice as much just to keep. Do I keep my subscription or do I get rid of it? The thing is, when I unsubscribe, I don't think you'll be able to play these anymore unless you buy the full game individually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
sounds
is a
about right.
problem, because
Mhm.
I think it said there somewhere like it's a subscription basis, and any subscription basis you're gonna have to be online, right?
That's the other concern I had. Yeah, like if you don't have an internet connection, well, I guess I can't play Red Alert anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you know.
Yeah.
If the
so
internet
That's
goes
what I'm afraid of
down,
anyway.
Yeah, if the internet goes down,
by
do
the
you
way-
have an offline mode like Steam does?
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
By the way,
Exactly.
I just wanna point something out. I still have all the free on the house games I got here and my.
Oh, you still have it?
downloading. They still have it. I think they just
No.
took out the whole feature in general.
Yeah, like you
Or are
can't
they gonna
get it
roll
from
back?
here on out. Yeah, you can't get it from here on
Oh,
out.
okay. Oh, I thought I lost my Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
like that's gold. That's like the
Yeah.
only thing that's
There,
installed in my
that's
Origin.
another thing that we have to watch out for. Are those those are questions that EA should answer. Like, what will happen to all those games that are previously downloaded? If you download these games with the subscription, do you keep them or are they internet access only? I don't think EA's mentioned that yet, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's going to be like
in the chat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like the PlayStation Plus and all those other services that if you don't have an internet connection, it'll probably just be grayed out or something, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Or
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
some
yeah,
can't, like download
that's
the game.
probably what's gonna happen.
Right.
Because
But
if ever that's
like-
going to be like Crack City, that's going to be like, I mean, not cocaine, not cocaine. Like that's going to be
Piracy, you mean?
great.
Ooh, video games.
Yeah, like piracy would it would make it somewhat easier, I guess, for pirates, unless like they have ridiculous engineering and coding. Like it'd just be an extra step for them, knowing EA that they'd rather avoid than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
But like on the surface level, it seems like a good deal. It's just that you have to be very careful and you just really have to know what you're gonna play. To know you have to know what you're gonna play, so then you can decide if you're gonna get access the basic plan or the premier plan.
yeah,
Right.
that's very true.
That's-
And you
that's
could
fair,
you could
yeah.
even go for like, okay, this month I'm gonna sub, maybe not for the next 2-3 months, and then it's Christmas time, you got money to spare, and you're like, yeah, 1 year. Then you play it once, and then you never play it again, and then after you're like, do I really want to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one more thing. That's one more thing I have to add also to it. Since this saves us money, right? EA knows. EA knows that means our consumers have more money now because they've saved, right?
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay anymore to play our old games. So now,
Yeah.
because they know we have more money, what's stopping them from making more DLC?
Ooh.
Mm.
You're
And
Yeah.
that's where
right.
they milk the goat. I was gonna say chicken, but
The
golden
chicken.
eggs. They milk the golden eggs from the chicken.
1 second, guys. Let me go down to my local 7-Eleven and get me some chicken milk. And get me some chicken milk.
I just want-
There's so many things wrong
proves
with that, by the way.
There's one thing that this proves, that statement proves: we did not do well in biology and zoology. Yeah. Science.
I mean, first of all, you're milking a chicken. Second of all,
Hey, we're gonna get-
have
Did I
milk?
say?
Do they even have milk?
Hey, wait. Milking is not. When I say milking, not literally, just so you know, it's the metaphorical term of milking.
The
Come on, guys.
metaphorical.
so metaphorical. We get it. So it's a metaphor, but the metaphor
Yeah.
you're looking for is a golden goose. It's
Oh,
a
there's the
golden
goose. Oh my God, there it is, the goose, not the chicken. Now I got it.
So you got.
See, he fell. Oh wait, I do have a question though. Like,
Okay,
isn't
go
this
ahead.
like did you ever wonder that maybe the reason why they also did the Origin access is so that they can actually make money from really old copies of their old games that they somehow are like gathering dust on shelves in GameStops around, or like get data blitzes or whatever gaming stores are around
Maybe.
the world.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
probably a way for them just to make more money out of their old IPs. So,
Yeah.
I
Maybe,
gotta
yeah.
respect them for that because it's kind of smart, because there might be a demand for that. I don't know. I personally will not subscribe, but good job. Yeah.
I feel like they're just trying, like, this whole Origin thing is trying to imitate like your PlayStation Network, your Xbox Live, and
Game Pass.
like Xbox Live. Well, I mean, I don't know who came. I think Origin came first, but the idea behind Origin is they're imitating Steam. They just want to have a platform where they like to your point, Mick. They just want to sell all the stuff that was left unsold in digital format.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, from my experience anyway, they're not even like updated remastered versions of games. They're just the classic game that you may need to patch a few times in order for it to function on the computers. I mean, as a whole, I think they do give it to you in a functional state, but as it is, it's not like a remastered Ultimate Edition to where it's going to be optimized for your PC, so you will experience a lot of graphical glitches. Case in point, I was trying to play Red Alert 2 on this PC that one sitting in front of right now,
Yeah.
the colors were all fucked up the moment I opened it. So
Can't handle the graphics cards 10 years
like-
later.
exactly.
What is this speed? Amazing.
So yeah, I mean, I get it. They want to sell their old stuff, but one thing I really wish they did was optimize it just a little bit more. Because let's face it, our computers are faster than the computers we had back then,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and the games just can't handle that. You know?
Yeah.
Remember when Crysis was like the benchmark for peak
Yeah.
gaming
Peak performance. Yeah.
graphics?
Oh,
You know they
man.
still use Crysis, right? You know they still
Yeah.
use Crysis because
The
the first
CryEngine?
Crysis was the first Crysis game was actually really like it was a card buster. Like
It was, yes.
destroyed a lot of cards.
Absolutely.
And then they have the Crysis 3 Skybox test, which is probably like the craziest, most ambitious thing I've ever seen in any video game. Where when
Yeah.
you look up, your frame suddenly dropped to like 10, and then you're like 9, 10, 9, 10, 9. 10. Like what the hell? I just bought this. What the hell's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is you're playing Crysis. You know, there are enemies flying above your head. You're pretty much screwed, right? Like that's
Yeah.
basically what's
Pretty
going on there.
Pretty much. That's that. You can't really, like, you know.
Can
I
you
can't
imagine?
argue with that?
Can you imagine Bishop? He's like running, he's being cool, and then he looks up and he starts stuttering because he just looks at the sky. It's like he can handle the sky.
It's like that same pace as when you shoot in the movies when you shoot someone with a machine gun and you go and then they're like shooting it up like that.
Oh yeah.
Something
Alright, hammy acting, we love it.
All
All
right.
right,
Yeah,
what's
gotta love it.
next?
Time for the juicy stuff. The juicy stuff.
That wasn't the juicy stuff yet, guys. Just give us a second. Just give us a second. All right. So, before we get to the biggest piece of news that will probably take a good 7 hours on, I just want to bring out. Are you guys familiar with Star Trek Bridge Crew? Well, you better be, because I brought it up
Yeah.
on the show before. Star Trek Bridge Crew is the VR experience that Star Trek is giving us right now. It's super cool. You get to live your fantasy of being a captain on the Star Trek Enterprise, or I'm pretty sure there are other ships out there, and you can have a crew, an entire crew with you, just oversee ship operations. If you are someone who's always wanted to fly a spaceship, this is probably one of those games for you. And if you're super into micromanaging every little bit of that spaceship, from the engines to the what's it called, the things that make the food, something ponsters, transponders.
Transponders?
Chandler. Yeah, that's
Transponders.
Chandler's job. Transponster. Yeah. So Star Trek Bridge Crew is out now, and their newest addition to the gaming family of Star Trek Bridge Crew, or to the content that they're giving you, is the next generation. So you can be in the Enterprise D. Yeah, you can pretend to be Captain Picard, Jean-Luc Picard.
Picard.
French name,
Picard.
English accent, and so much more. Yeah, so check it out, guys. It's really awesome. We talked about VR last week because of the Marvel VR experience that's coming out soon, which I'm super hyped for. Probably can't play with my video card. So yeah, you guys like VR?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When I saw this trailer, it reminded me of the first episode of season 4 of Black Mirror, the USS Callister.
Oh, that one, yes.
Do you guys know that?
I've
Yeah.
seen it, yeah.
It's dark. It's
Sorry,
dark.
It's dark. Just TLDR, basically a guy creates in
wait,
Black
wait.
Mirror everything's in the future.
Diego, wait, 1 second. Diego,
Oh
wait
yeah,
1 second.
spoiler.
Here.
Holy spoiler alert!
All right, keep going.
All right,
Okay,
so
you
let's
can
just
go.
keep it quick since we got more topics to go through. Basically,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy creates a game where you can
Mm-hmm.
basically, your consciousness goes into the game, and it's kind of an MMO.
Like Horizon.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but this guy's like the developer, so he makes his own mod where he can get the DNA of anyone in real life and upload it to his mod, to his game, and that consciousness of that person is like a living being inside, becomes an NPC that you can command in his own game.
Wow.
So this is where the Black Mirror effed up stuff happens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, the reason why Star Trek, this trailer reminded me of it, is because it's pretty much designed in the likeness of Star Trek. There's the USS
I
Callister.
agree.
It's a space MMO game that he.
Wow.
And everyone does look like they're from Star Trek.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So guys, we got bigger fish to fry. Yeah, we talked about EA
biggest
earlier
of all.
on. Now we have another corporation that we don't know is evil. You know, we don't know their intentions yet. They
I
may or
wouldn't
may
say
not
evil.
be. Yeah, but Nintendo. Yes, Nintendo, the company most of us grew up with. Some of us grew up looking at from a distance and longing for. Nintendo, guys, is in, giving out hot water, also taking some. Like, who wants to take the lead on this? Diego? Elgin? Diego?
All right. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's get. I want Elgin to do it. I mean, you
What?
said.
LJ.
Oh, are you?
He's
Okay,
the
fine,
guest,
you want me to do it?
Diego.
I mean,
He's the
me on
guest.
the
I want to do it. I'll do it.
All right,
You guys
all
want
right,
to
all right, I'll do it. That's okay. I'll do it. All right, so basically, Nintendo is suing Love ROMs and Love Retro for a total of $100 million. So what the law? They're suing them because they're selling illegal ROMs, basically emulated games. So the lawsuit claims the Love ROMs and Love Retro websites are among the most open and notorious online hubs for pirated video games. Through the Love ROMs and Love Retro websites, defendants reproduce, distribute, publicly perform, and display a staggering number of unauthorized copies of Nintendo's video games, all without Nintendo's permission. This includes thousands of games developed for nearly every video game system that Nintendo's ever produced. Okay, now Nintendo is claiming, of course, this is supposedly affecting sales of Nintendo because every ROM downloaded results in a loss of an actual sale of a Nintendo product. So there you have it. That's the lawsuit. So what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
All right, this I can start. with.
Yes, go ahead.
Just start.
This is nothing new. I mean, we've seen Nintendo do this multiple times in the past.
Okay.
I'm not surprised. They're incredibly protective of their intellectual property, and rightfully so. I mean, it's their baby, so to speak, you know, and they just don't want anybody bastardizing it and taking the profits for themselves, and that's understandable. We get that, but in a lot of cases they become, you know, less noble and more litigious for, you know, litigation's sake, where they're literally stamping out the fun of, like, let's say, fan-made projects, for example, in the name of, oh, you're stealing our intellectual property. You know, they're not like. In this scenario, however, it's a little bit different because, from what I've read anyway about like Love ROMs and Love Retro, the thing that really, you know, butters Nintendo's biscuits is they pardon the
I like
expression.
Or
gears
grind their gears.
Grinds their gears. Yeah, I know it's the same thing, but
grind.
Nutella, your Pandasal.
oh my gosh,
Nutella and Pandesal? Come on, man. Come on.
that's delicious. But you know,
It's
anyway.
more. It's more. I thought of more Gardenia and
Oh, gosh.
Nutella. Come on.
Nutella, your
man.
Gardenia.
Here we go.
Nutella, your Gardenia.
Anyway, on a lot of the ROMs
Go.
that these websites are distributing, a lot of it contain proprietary code that Nintendo requires their permission for use. So basically, they're giving out code that they shouldn't be giving out. And in a lot of emulation and, you know, ROMs, like in you can say in the community of emulators and all that stuff, the way they get around it is basically they basically use code that Nintendo has no proprietary control over, and that's how they build their games. They reverse engineer games, take out the code that Nintendo doesn't want to use, or at least, you know, don't give the permission to, and then they build it from there. Love ROMs and Love Retro, from what I can tell anyway, a lot of the code is intact from the original games themselves, and therefore have no permission over it. And as such, they are selling property that is not necessarily theirs. They don't have permission for it.
Yeah.
And in this case, yeah, Nintendo kind of has a point. I mean, that's it's basically like finding that loophole that you're like, I guess, yeah, you can kill the fun because you're right. You're a dick though, but you're right. You know, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's in some areas it is black and white, but it's also, I don't know. You could say it's black and white, but at the same time you could say it's not. There's a lot of contention. There's a lot of issue with it. There's a lot of gray areas. Like, okay, let's just try to focus a bit on the question here. are emulators legal? Mick, what do you think? Are they legal? Yes or yeah, yes or no? If maybe, what's your side?
Well, first things first. It is to me, like personally, I think it's a form of piracy, but not for
Okay.
monetary gain, but rather for admiration, something that you enjoy, something that you want to have.
Oh,
and then
when I say emulators, I don't mean the game yet, as in just the emulator.
just the emulator, because that emulator gives you the opportunity of to try to reminisce, to go back to those days when you were a wee young lad and you were trying, just you want to pop in like a Super Mario Brothers 2, maybe I don't know, Tetris, I don't know, whichever ones you really enjoyed back in the day. But then when it comes down to it, when you put a price tag to emulators, that's when I start like going, this thing is actually promoting piracy, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Especially now that companies have taken notice of the fact that a lot of people want to play retro games, want to go back, want to reminisce. So they're gonna take that opportunity and remaster all of the stuff. If not, provide hardware like what Nintendo is doing, right?
Yes,
True.
they're making
So-
they're remaking their old consoles.
The old consoles with like
Yes.
pre-built games, right? Like the
Mhm.
NES Classic, or
Now we have a
an
bigger
N64
argument for you guys.
There's an N64 Classic now.
Wow. Twirling the mustache and tipping their top hat at the same time. It's Waluigi the whole time. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I honestly feel like emulators, should. It really depends on like the intention of the person who made it, the developers. So I can't really like answer yes or no or agree or say that it's illegal or it's legal, because the thing is, it really depends. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that whole thing.
Okay. How about you, Harold?
Webster's dictionary defines piracy as
All right, moving on. Jack,
Shiver me timbers. I've got
but,
to get
like-
my booty.
in all honesty, I did Google the definition of piracy just to be sure, and it's pretty much just the unauthorized use or reproduction of another's work. So it doesn't even involve monetization in any form. There's no currency involved. It's just if you copy someone's work, that's pretty much piracy, especially without their permission. And what they're doing is piracy by definition, yes, but when you grow up in our generation, and for the longest time, you don't have access to the games you grew up with because the consoles you used to play them on or the games themselves have gone the way of the dinosaur, and time has taken them away from us. You're gonna look for alternative means, and back before Nintendo realized that these people who were emulating the games were doing what they were doing, they couldn't give any Fs. They could care less about their older games. What took, part of what made them realize that, okay, this is actually lucrative, is the fact that people were downloading these emulators. People were playing these games of old on YouTube, on Twitch, and word of mouth was spreading. And then they were like, you know what, we should charge them for this.
Oh,
Let's wrap it up in a neat little package. Literally a neat little version of our older consoles.
Yeah.
I want to buy one still.
You know what I mean? It's cute, yes, and let's call a spade a spade. It is a cash grab, because
Yeah, it is.
you can't get these games anymore unless you get an emulator. And now they're giving us ways. Now emulators are becoming gray, when back then, especially to consumers or just people who grew up with these games, saw it as black and white. Nintendo, black, can't give me the game I used to want, and I kind of have that itch to play it now. White, these emulators are easy, accessible, and I can play them. As long as I get them from the right place, it's safe. if it's not from the right place, I just downloaded a virus that would throw pop-up ads all over my screen.
Like I think people would also argue, like I think that it's okay if you originally owned the game, right?
Oh, that's another thing.
They argue about that.
Yeah.
Like if I bought that 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I bought GoldenEye and the N64 10 years ago, so it means I can emulate. That's kind of the solid argument.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah.
here. Wait, sorry, Harold, are you done? You have anything?
No,
else to add
I'm
to
not done, Diego. Shame on you. No,
Okay, continue, please.
No, I'm pretty much done, but I do want to give a shout out to TK, Top on King in the chat, who's going to be our guest next week on GameByte, guys. Next week, 9:30
cool.
p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Top on King on the show, giving us his story on how he rose to fame. But yeah, so in my opinion, yes, it's grayer now, but who are they hurting? Let's be honest. Like, yes, Nintendo can make money off of it now, but back then, come on, guys. And the fact that it's also you can't ignore the fact that they have been shutting down people like ElderDjinn mentioned who make fan-made content. I'm still dying to play those Unreal versions of Pokemon, but no, they shut it down before it even had a chance.
That was uncalled for,
right?
Yeah.
So those are the types of memories that the people will bring up when issues like this happen with Nintendo, which is hard to separate because everything is coming from nostalgia,
True.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's an issue that, in my opinion, other people will try to solve and fail, and also, in my opinion, shouldn't try and solve. Let's just let people give us our nostalgia back, as long as they're not doing any actual harm.
True.
Come on, sales really? Just reselling stuff. I think they're being too touchy about it at this point. But who am I? I make a web show on the internet about video games, and I'm not making the video game.
True. Yeah.
True.
I just wanna. I actually wanna add to what ElderDjinn just he said a while ago, which is that Nintendo. It's nothing new, something that Nintendo's doing. Do you guys remember back in 2013 when they were flagging videos on YouTube for having Nintendo content? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
They're still kind of doing that today.
They're
but-
still doing it.
Yeah,
Still today.
They're a lot more relaxed now.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
The reason why I'm not showing any Nintendo videos right now is because I'm afraid this video won't air on YouTube.
No, it's like here. If the whole purpose of to see it be part of why you can't be flagged is if the video, if you're using their intellectual property but you're making it transformative, you're like adding commentary to it, or
Fair
you're
use.
you're giving fair use. It's in the
It
policy.
didn't stop them
So
before.
I
We'd
think-
still get flagged.
No, because
Yeah,
it wasn't there
right.
back in 2013. I mean, they had to revise that so that people will understand, and I think they kind of understand it. Though there's this one time where they just flagged the guy for using the Switch sound from their from the Nintendo
promotionals.
Switch ad from their promotions. Exactly, that one. So he
Damn.
got flagged. Bam, Banhammer, strike one, and that
Holy
makes
shit.
people like, oh I got demonetized.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
Oh, wow.
So I gotta say, as far as the whole is emulation piracy, is emulation bad topic is concerned, you guys brought up a lot of good points about that one. Primarily because, so in and of itself, my opinion on it is emulation in itself is not bad. You can't that's essentially like saying, oh, we should ban knives because you can kill people. Well, how am I going to cut my vegetable? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? It's to Mick's point, the purpose of the emulation, the purpose of the ROM is what dictates whether or not something is illegal. Emulation on its own can be used for very benign reasons, and I think one of you guys mentioned it as well. Nostalgia. A lot of people, the reason why we have ROMs today is for preservation. A lot of these ROM and emulator designers make these games or make these ROMs and emulators just so that we would be able to preserve that that slice of gaming history that we've had in the past. Because let's face it, Nintendo, while they are doing some sort of effort by selling a virtual console, by selling these let's face it, toys. They're not even like real consoles at this point
Yeah.
that can play these things. They're not going to cover the entire NES library or the SNES library.
True.
And there are fans out there who have done so without their, not necessarily with Nintendo's consent, but let's face it, Nintendo didn't care in the first place.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and let's face it, a lot of the stuff that modern or ROM designers are making ROMs for is for stuff that a lot of people can call abandonware. Nintendo hasn't
I
given
like
a
that.
shit up. Yeah, a lot of people. Nintendo hasn't given a crap. Sorry.
Oh,
Pardon
go
my
for it.
man.
We're mad now.
Hasn't given
It's
a-
too late. It's too late.
Pardon my French.
Yeah, they haven't given a crap about. I don't. I can't think of a game off the top of my head. Doom,
Super Mario,
for example. They haven't given a crap about Doom
Ooh.
Trooper since it came out on the SNES so many
Deep
years
cuts.
ago.
Deep cuts.
It's
What's
Wow.
that?
like I see, it's so esoteric. No one's ever heard. But like that's the idea. Like there are a lot of things that Nintendo can't physically cover because they don't care to cover, and that's where the the emulation community come in, and that's where they preserve all of that. But of course, Nintendo wants to make a profit off stuff they held dear, and the best analogy I can come up with, Nintendo, they're the out of touch old timer. Yells at people to get off their lawn because that's really what's going on right now. They're
They're
just
basically
people.
Clint Eastwood of the
People are in
of
their
the gaming
lawn
community.
doing stuff that isn't necessarily illegal, but they just don't want them there, But yeah, I mean, you guys have made a lot of good points about that. It's really like emulation in itself, in my opinion, is not bad. Specifically because there are a lot of good, benign reasons why people. And let's face it, for a lot of us, the SNES was past our time. We were too old to play that stuff when it came out. We would have never experienced it otherwise, if we never emulated it in some way, shape, or form.
It was
Be
also
it through
expensive back
Nintendo or absolutely. Even now, it's still kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's retro.
Because it's retro, yeah. Like a playable copy of Chrono Trigger on the SNES, like the actual cartridge, goes for at least $100 right now.
Oh my god!
That's a game that came out 20 years ago.
That's a year of EA Origins All Access pack. EA Access Premium.
Seriously.
Oh,
Tier
98,
EA Access
sorry.
Premium.
It's just, it's so impractical otherwise, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to experience that slice of retro gaming, there's no, I'm not going to say it's a better, like, I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, but I'm pretty sure that there aren't very many better alternatives either.
Yes.
So that's just my 2 cents on it.
Well put. Well put. That summation at the end is very well put.
Yeah.
DZ man. Oh, sorry, Mick. You wanted to
I
say
want
something.
to present. No, I just want to present to you guys like something I just thought of. It's about nostalgia. Now, when we get nostalgic about a few things, let's admit it. Like once we've scratched that itch, the nostalgia itch, it goes away, right? And that's why we have emulators to help us scratch that that itch. Am I correct? I mean, like, are we all in agreement here?
That's
So-
true.
So this might be a reason why Nintendo's kind of worked up about it, is because now they can sell us hardware that we will most likely play for like a month and then forget about it. But it's a big cash grab for them instead of downloading a ROM for free. Just to play the game, just to scratch that itch, right?
That's
Isn't it
absolutely true? I agree.
right? Right. To think about it, I mean, come on, man. All that money's like, these guys are nostalgic. I smell dollar bills. It smells great, right?
I mean, yeah,
I can
absolutely.
smell it. I can smell it, right? What are your thoughts about this, though, Diego and Harold?
I just gave my thoughts, but yeah, DZ.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much in agreement with you guys regarding this. I'm just gonna chime in on the lawsuit in itself. And I read about an article. You guys can check this out too on How to Geek. The article is downloading retro video game ROMs ever legal. Right. So I'm gonna paraphrase and quote some lines from that article. According to a teacher at University of Arizona's College of Law who specializes in internet law and intellectual property, right? So regarding if emulators are legal, as in the emulators, this does not yet include the games. Okay.
Okay.
This is just software. An emulator is just a piece of software meant to emulate a game system, but most do not contain any proprietary code. Okay. So I guess emulators, fine. Now, if the question is if ROMs, the games in itself, are legal or not. So, downloading a ROM is illegal, as mentioned in Nintendo's website regarding the use of ROMs. Nintendo said it themselves. Bawal to. Can't do this. However, this is where there might be some gray area to it. If you own the game you are downloading but want to play it on a different platform, then it's a possible defense in court. It's like, before when we have a song on a CD, but we want to listen to it. The iPhone just came out, right? You want to listen to it on the iPhone, or we want to burn it into the iPod, or we want to burn it into another CD. Kind of the same thing. You rip it from the original copy you bought to another CD. So I guess in a sense, like, there's no loss there. I did that. How is Nintendo ever gonna find out I did?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a possible defense. You can say it doesn't affect sales since I already bought it. But Nintendo can also counter that argument by claiming that you could have just downloaded our port of the video game in question, which would lead to a loss in sale. So it just and now, right? And like so the biggest no here when coming to this whole law is that the websites that distributed these ROMs on a mass scale. Yes, it sucks. It really sucks that something that we love to do, emulate games, play old games of old, is Nintendo's like biting on it right now. But I guess the fact that they're distributing something like this on a mass scale, that's where it becomes a problem. So, and I mentioned earlier, right? They could have just said, why don't you just download a port of our game? So that begs the question, why is Nintendo doing this now? Because maybe they finally found a way to sell these old games, which you guys have been mentioning. They've been selling. They found a way to sell all these old games for a console that's way past its lifespan.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Just to give you that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, no matter, there's a lot of gray area to this. It's not just black and white. Is it good or bad?
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I hated that I can't play Super Mario on a PC. All that stuff. But the thing is, people will still do it. People will find a way to do it. They'll probably have they'll have their old cartridge, find a way to rip the code and put it on their PC. Okay, but putting it on a website and distributing it to others, that's when there's a problem. That's the big
Yeah.
I think that's the same philosophy with torrenting.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So when you take a Blu-ray content from a Blu-ray disc, and then you just keep it for personal use. You bought the thing, you just wanted an extra copy. It's fine.
Sure.
But when you make it into a torrent file, you post it on the internet, and you make people like file share it. File share, which is like a legal term for it, I don't know. That's when it becomes illegal. Yeah. So, so it just I hate to say this, but Nintendo's actually right to claim.
Kind of right. Yeah.
They're right. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard
But
to accept that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
In a lot of the emulation community, I've read an article about emulation in general and how they've responded to Nintendo being the way they are and the reasons why they do what they do. And one of the things that one of the big emulator guys have talked about is how they create their emulations. The big takeaway from that is, as long as they don't use code that Nintendo has deemed proprietary, they can actually redistribute that on its own without any legal repercussion. Like, they've been able to recreate games, take out the stuff that Nintendo doesn't want them to have, and put it together into a full package. And there you go, emulation. And it's legal because, they didn't use anything Nintendo doesn't want them to use. It's like, they're basically workarounds to this. It's just Nintendo is just throwing a blanket over everything and saying, nope, you can't do this. and that's kind of the point of contention going on here. With Love ROMs and Love Retro, there was no disclosure as to how they acquired, these ROMs, how, they were built together, and there's also like I think Nintendo is also going after their, like, let's say their Patreon pages or whatever sources of money they got just to do these things. And to to be fair, yeah, absolutely. You do, like, taking donations to pay for these things. You're basically selling Nintendo's product by doing that.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But like, the point I'm trying to make is, creating a ROM can be deemed legal if you can somehow recreate it without using the proprietary code. That's the really big point of distinction going on right now.
I see.
And like I said, with Love ROMs and Love Retro, they don't have any disclosures or anything or any information, literature out there saying that, yeah, these are ROMs that do not use any proprietary code. And that's why they're making a big stink about it, and that's why they're going after them full force. Their stance has definitely gotten harder with these guys because of that. Because generally speaking, in the past, they've only issued cease and desist orders, and people have complied. But let me address the elephant in the room here. They're suing these guys for hundreds of millions of dollars this time.
Yeah.
This one guy,
Cool.
It's just one guy.
It's just one guy
that owns both those websites.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's
like
tough.
Emulator Zone.
Yeah, there's so many.
Emulator Zone. What else is there?
I feel like even if he complied and he closed down the website, he still has to pay for like damages.
It's too
For,
much.
like, how many
Damages.
years? That's a lot. That's a lot.
Damages.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
lot.
I don't know how they made that. Whoever made that, that gave that figure of $100 million as payment, dude, you are a math god. I don't know how you did it. Maybe you looked at quantitative stuff, like, okay, they've downloaded this ROM 500,000 times. How much is our ROM? How much is that intellectual property
basically.
worth? And you multiply and then you just add everything, and you know what? Let's round off so that we can get a nice and even.
Or
the
the dude
amount
could have
of
just
ROM.
been like, the dude could have just been like, what number do we put in front of these 6 zeros?
Just throw a dart on the
Another
dartboard.
zero.
There we go.
Another 0. One more.
1 million. 1 0. 10 million. 1 perfect.
There we go. Seems good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a heavy one.
I
That
know.
was pretty exhausting.
It's a very contentious subject because,
Yeah.
like, really, guys, this is emulation we're talking about. I'm kind of an advocate for it, mainly because for the preservation purpose.
Yeah.
Because they're
of
doing the
course.
work Nintendo won't, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They're doing the work Nintendo don't. But yeah.
That's my boy. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
Top Bunking in the chat says he's an emulator dude himself. And he has had an SNES, and Scherzo Animato in the chat says, it's so pricey. And I think more or less, as long as you're not making money out of the issue, you're gonna tend to side with people with a nostalgia, with the Love ROM people, because come on.
Right.
Yeah. Human Panda in the chat as well. Hey, Human Panda. Human Panda messaged earlier. Human Panda was saying everyone's just suing each other left and right at this point, and it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Jeez. Oh,
I
man.
mean, they do have the culture of, you go to like a what was that again? A McDonald's. You order a coffee. You drink. You take a sip. You burn your tongue. Sue them. 10 million.
Oh, man.
That's happened before. But then,
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
like,
not their tongue,
in a
though.
more
They,
severe case, because she got like
those
second-degree
laps.
burns. But
yeah, right. They spilled it on their leg, and they were elderly, so it exacerbated all the problem.
And apparently
So-
the coffee was heated to a wonderful, I think 200 something degrees Fahrenheit. So it's just like above
boiling.
like the requirement. So you're like, oh, that's piping hot. How am I supposed to drink that? Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we're getting off topic. Let's move on. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's move on. Great job, guys. We're gonna wrap things up with our Blizzard Corner. The other.
Epic!
Pick in the Blizzard Corner is
Almost
brought
got
to us by the Quit Stalling Overwatch Community Scrim Nights every Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, 5 a.m. California time. Yes, check it out. Me and Diego Z shoutcasting our hearts out with the help of Sorbetes PH. All the action in Overwatch that you could ask for in the Southeast Asian region. Yes, the latest, the greatest, the friendliest, and the deadliest. Quit Stalling Overwatch Community Scrim Nights every Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, 5 a.m. California time. Yes, we had some fun last night, didn't we, DZ? Look at Mercy dancing. Look at Mercy dancing. It's kind of.
We had so much fun last.
Oh, that's the hustle.
Yeah.
That's the hustle emo. I remember.
Awesome. All right. Well, speaking of Overwatch, guys, 2018's Overwatch League champions, grand champions, crowned in Brooklyn to the tunes of DJ Khaled, the London Spitfire. Oh man! Congratulations to these guys. They peaked at the right time, as me and Diego Z were talking last night, and yeah, congratulations to them. Cloud9 owned organization, the London Spitfire. Congratulations to them. Diego, we also talked about DJ Khaled last night and his cringy performance at the Overwatch League Grand Finals.
Yeah.
This guy, man. DJ Khaled. I'm gonna look for it real quick because there. Like he was. I've mentioned this like countless times throughout the week. I don't get why they got him to sing when he doesn't sing his own songs. He yells at DJ Khaled, and then someone else sings, right? Okay. Someone else sings.
He's an MC.
That's funny.
And then he's DJ.
He's giving inspirational speeches.
Right?
You the best Mercy. You the best Tracer.
Look at the shot. Look at the shot right here. This is the most important shot because he is DJ Khaled, but he has a DJ playing his music in the background.
You matter. Your Mercy might be bad, but it's all good. You learn. Take it one step at a time.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You know what would have been at least cool if they got someone to cosplay as Lucio as the DJ. Maybe that would have saved the performance.
Oh yeah, that would be so good.
Man, that's like.
I take it back. Yeah.
You know, when I see that, I think Blizzard was looking at like Epic Games and like, man, Fortnite's got Drake. Who are we gonna get? Like, and then they were like, DJ Khaled, I guess. You know. Dang.
Oh.
Herald just left. He didn't want to hear me.
Herald just disappeared.
He's back.
No, he's back. Oh no, something happened. Oh no, he ran.
What happened?
What happened? Why did you run?
Khaled. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so.
Okay. DJ Khaled was in his door.
Yeah, I just had to open it and be like, all I do is win, and then I came back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the awkward thing, right? He'd throw the mic to everyone else and it'd just be like, yeah, and he'd say the word again, and he'd be like, come on guys, work with me here, work with me.
Come on, I'm DJ Khaled.
There's like one fan out
the
there.
best music.
It was hilarious. Oh man, and yeah, so yeah, people in the chat went to life here with this topic. Oh yeah, another
oh my God.
Imagine if he's like, like what I was saying a while ago, like you say, you the best Tracer, you the best Tracer. What if he didn't like didn't know the name? So like, you the best Tracker, you the best Merciful. like that stuff, or he's like,
You're the best rapper.
You're rapper. You're the best Navy 79. Yeah.
Oh man, and yeah, Nope _ plays in the chat also talks about his humble brags, like, you know what, guys? I got a concert with Jay-Z and Beyonce after this, but I took the time to come here because I love this, love.
I love Activision.
No, you didn't.
You Activision brothers, I love you all. Where is this Overwatch?
Man.
Oh my god.
Overwatch me.
Overwatch, man.
I would have loved to see him say, "You the best tracker" right now. That would have been.
You the best tracker.
Oh man,
I can imagine like
every morning.
I can imagine if he's trying to be. I can imagine if he's trying to be super funny. He's like, "Hey, give a shout out to my featuring the song featuring Sean Winston." Aha! Lol, just kidding.
Sean Winston.
I'll give you that one, Diego. Good job.
Yeah, that
yeah,
joke sounded better 3 months ago.
Constantly
in the back.
saying his new song is #1 on
There we go.
iTunes.
There we go. Pat in the back.
You're sharing your dank memes.
Pat in the back. I'm patting you in the back. I'm
Thank
trying
you,
to.
thank
I'm,
you.
I'm using
Mick, you're reaching wrong back, Mick. Wrong back. Wrong back.
What? No, I went up like this, and then like.
Oh, Mick. Oh.
No, over there, over there. Oh,
There's a
there we
hand.
go.
All right.
Sorry, wrong hand. Is this your hand?
Yeah, Pat.
Okay.
Pat. Okay.
So we also got other.
Trying too hard, guys.
We got other news. We got to wrap up. You got to wrap up. Okay,
Yeah, we gotta
so
wrap up. Sorry.
let's see here. Oh yeah, Overwatch League Season 2 looks like it's getting a bunch of new teams as was planned. The rumors are, well, according to ESPN esports staff writer Jacob Woof, we might get cities such as Guangzhou and Paris. Oh yes, that's in France for those of you who don't know. And
Oh, I didn't know. You mean
Yeah.
Guangzhou's in France?
yeah, Guangzhou, France.
We are going to teach these Americans how to push the payload.
Okay.
These Americans.
And according to GameInformer.com, we might also get Atlanta. So Hotlanta might be joining the rest of the Overwatch
Oh,
League.
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
When
It's
is
gonna be
Manila
good.
joining? Come on, let's go. We need a Manila team.
BT
Let's
ass swangs.
The ass wangs.
The ass wings. Oh shoot.
Ass wangs.
We
Damn.
have ass culls. We have ass wangs.
Yeah, people are giving some love to the NYX. People are giving some love to the NYXL over there in the chat. International
They
touchdown.
lost to the update, not the Philly.
That's so true. That's so true. All right, and lastly, Warbringers is a series that Blizzard Entertainment has been, showing recently on YouTube. It's been good so far, up until this point. Last week, I mentioned that we got a really cool sea shanty type song from Jaina Proudmore. This week, Horde members' worst fears were confirmed, and Sylvanas is just the next Garrosh Hellscream. She is a tool, and she burned.
Holy spoiler alert!
She burned down Teldrassil, the home of the Night Elves, the giant tree, and yeah, she's just the newest jerk. So not my war chief, not my war chief. Yeah, so guys,
Hashtag
we've had a
not my
great
war
show. Yeah, not my war chief. Not my war chief. We've had a great show. The ass swings, these guys in the chat. But I can just imagine the Overwatch League panel. They have a hard time keeping a straight face as it is, and they just start saying, "We got the ass wangs up on the payload right now."
The ass wangs.
Oh my god.
The championship goes to the Manila ass wang.
That would never be
Manila
said.
ass
The
wangs.
newest record for 0-44, the Manila ass wangs, with the longest
Hey, come on,
losing
I'm pretty
streak.
sure we have some
He's-
good. We got some good people who play this game. I'm sure. Just some undiscovered talent. I'm sure.
I mean, we don't even
Yeah,
need
like-
local people. We can just get Koreans like the other teams. Call them Manila.
Oh, we do have a lot of Koreans that are studying here, and I'm pretty sure they play Overwatch as well. So I think we can recruit them and then naturalized.
Oh man. Oh, Human Panda in the chat says she actually did the quest for I think it's called War of the Roses. Could you correct me, Human Panda, for Sylvanas, saying I still don't really get the hate. Well, I kind of, but not really. Like, I also get it because, I also don't get it because we've seen this coming for quite a while. I think the hate comes from the fact that people were convincing themselves that no, Sylvanas would never light the tree on fire. It's Gen Greymane starting a conspiracy. There were so many theories because people could not accept that Sylvanas was evil enough to do this, and evidence always pointed towards she can. She does have the evilness inside her to do this. So yeah, there it is. He, she, they. There we go. Thank you. No, I should always just say they. I think the reason why I don't say they yet is because it always feels like a plural to me. This is plural? No, not plural. Yeah, plural. It feels like more people. Yeah, I'll get used to they. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome show. We gotta give shout outs to everyone, our most recent followers, guys. I don't know if that's supposed to be a W, but Tape Vorn, Cayenne Yu, Tessino, JJ Wally, 1123. Plata Pelagrosa, who I met in Overwatch. Just. Luvan Orange, J-War, Kiyosa. Kiyosa was the one we were playing Quiplash with. And Maddox, 019. Our most recent subs, and all our subs. Might as well give a shout out to all our subs, except for that Instadeezy guy in the Fury bot. Miko P with 4. Count them 4 subscriptions, guys. 4 separate months of subscribing. Miko P is a man. Human Panda 22, of course, with 2 subs. You're also man, or they person. Solancha and ElderDjinn. Oh, ElderDjinn guy sounds like a fine fella. Hi. Archer Perez, Pot ZP, Spinbait, and Kevin the Ninja. Thank you guys so much for all your subs. Of course, the bits. Oh, there it is. Nope.
Oh,
yes.
there you go.
Yeah, we really will. We should start using they, guys. We should really start using they. Our lead bit cheer, Nerf Diva with 1,002, overtaking Elder.
No,
he did not. Just do it. Oh man, it's not gonna reflect for another like 2 minutes. I might as well just call it out. ElderDjinn, our lead bit cheer, with a where'd it go? There you go, with 1,100. Nerf Diva, number 2 with 1,002. Mershi with 500, overtaking Nope _ plays, who's in 4th with 300. Of course, Tita Gaming's and Sadizi, Karq plays, Cloud Kun, I am Kokak, and Deej Fabian. Thank you guys so much. Every little bit counts in supporting us. Gibbs and Chill just subscribe to us on Twitch.
Ooh,
man,
nice.
People do not want to be one up today. They just want to. Oh man, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are all so great to us. This is why we became partnered on Twitch, guys. People like Gibbs, Elgin, Nope, Miko P, Human Panda. You guys are all awesome. Oh man, I'm overwhelmed with happiness, guys. Overwhelmed with happiness. I don't know what to do. I do know what to do. ElderDjinn, man, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been our pleasure. He will get the last laugh. ElderDjinn with his second sub on the channel.
Wow.
That's our
I just
boy.
remembered I had Twitch Plus. Oh, cool.
My Prime sub. I forgot about that.
Oh man, ElderDjinn, you were the man. Okay, so Doppel, you just subscribed to. It's a sub train.
Okay.
All
Gibbs
aboard!
just gifted.
Gibbs, we got
Wow.
it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Gibbs with a gift
Okay.
of the tier 1 sub to Tapang King. All aboard for the sub train, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Tapang King, if you want to pay it forward, if Gibbs beat you to it and you want to pay it forward, someone in the chat might want a gifted sub. I'm just saying. Don't listen to me. I'm just blabbering. ElderDjinn, man. ElderDjinn, this has definitely been our most lucrative show so far.
Seems like it. Seems almighty. 200 bits, 3 subscribers, man.
You guys are so awesome. This is crazy. Okay, ElderDjinn, where can the folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte, which you will probably be recurring on, hopefully monthly, if we could lock that down. Hopefully monthly.
We'll, I don't know. What is it? July? No, it's August now. I have 3 extra days off.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think I can do once a month until December. And then December, I do have a Wednesday that's already been scheduled. So yes, absolutely. We can probably try for it. We'll try for it.
Oh,
So, yeah.
sure, Amano got the gifted sub from Gibbs and Chill. Gibbs is making it rain, guys! Gibbs is making it rain!
He's making it rain here. Damn.
Let's get a couple of claps for Gibbs, guys.
Thank you, Gibbs.
Gibbs is the real MVP of the day. Wait, what's this one? Yeah, Gibbs, man, you're the real MVP.
Entire
The subs!
sequence.
All the subs!
Wow.
All the subs!
Wow, we.
Hymenum Gibbs. Sounds like Hymenum Gibbs. He's everybody's godfather now.
Oh my gosh. Alright, ElderDjinn, sorry, I cut you off. I got so excited.
Cool.
ElderDjinn, where can
Cool.
they find you outside of GameByte?
So outside of GameByte, I do stream relatively regularly. So you can find me on twitch.tv/ElderDjinn, like how it's spelled right here. Other than that, I mean, I guess you can find me on Facebook. But yeah, generally, I will be streaming on. I usually stream Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays. But yeah, catch me Monday, Tuesday at around. It's gonna be 9 a.m. You guys. And I'll be playing games like Warframe, Hearthstone, whatever really comes out on PlayStation. I usually play. But right now, since Warframe has eaten my soul, we're going to be playing Warframe. So yeah, catch me on twitch.tv/ElderDjinn.
Until
How about-
someone saves you.
Yeah, let's move on. Who's next?
All right, the Fury Bot, man. Where can the folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
When I'm not on GameByte, I am on Twitter. That is at the FuryBot. Go there, read some of my old tweets. I haven't been tweeting much, but I will. Yeah. You can also check out my Twitch. Yeah, it's twitch.tv/thefurybot. It's down there. When you open it, it's just nothing. Nothing's there. So you don't. But here's the thing, you know, I might start streaming soon. I don't know.
You have 25 followers though.
It's
1 year,
basically-
6 months
I have
later, I might start
25.
streaming soon. Oh,
This-
you know.
This is like
Maybe, you know.
like
This is like
Mick, forgive me for saying this, but you're like the early access of streamers right now.
Exactly.
Maybe up might stream. Just drop
It's for
by
free.
might stream.
Hey, I am not charging like, oh, why don't you drop a sub down there? You know, I might start streaming again. Just drop a sub, you never know. This is all free. Yeah, but aside from that, I'm always here at the GameByte podcast every Wednesday nights, 9:30 p.m. GMT +8, or PHT for the people who get salty that we say GMT +8. And of course, I normally join folks at the boys at Geekcast whenever they have any reviews of, you know, MCU or whatever movies that, you know, comic book related movies that do come out. So yeah. What about you, Diego? Where can the fine folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
All right, I'll mention this just before we forget. I want to give a shout out to Mark Lester B hosting us with one viewer. Thank you so much. Again, he's also a player from our script. Mark Lester, one of the players from our community script nights. Anyway, so you guys can follow me at twitch.tv/InstaDZ. That's InstaDeezee. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming sometime this weekend. For the rest of the weekdays, I'll probably be a bit busy. Yes, Gibbs in chat. Gibbs in the chat. Banana is a
berry.
Okay, you know what, Harold, you have to make an emote where you put a banana beside the berry.
I think that'll be our tier 2.
Keep it the tier 1. I want to have it. I want to be able to use it because I can only afford a tier 1 sub.
Wait, how many subs do we need to get a new emote slot? Like, did we just get enough?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like make a.
If we have enough now, that'll be our next emote. Yeah, if we have enough now, definitely. Or when we do get enough, that'll be our next emote. Is a banana and a berry.
Banana is a berry.
Yeah,
Bananas are not fruits. They're a berry.
Which is also a fruit. My God, after 2 years, it sounds. Oh my God, it sounds dumber after 2 years. Really.
I love how you admitted to that shit.
Did I admit, dude? I admit.
Oh, we have 3 additional slots now for tier 1.
Yeah. So we can just add all of them.
Okay, so we
The banana is berry.
Please put the Super Saiyan one there.
No,
Super
Saiyan
Saiyan's
gets
tier 3.
Super Saiyan is tier 2.
We have
Unless you
to
want to
make
make
tier
it Super
3
Saiyan
lucrative,
blue.
guys. We have to make tier 3 worth it. All right, we have to
Okay,
make it
Super
worth it.
Saiyan.
Fine. But I want the banana one on the tier 1. I want to be able to.
I might even make it. I might make the other one DZ Pride because we have the DZ motes, right? I might make it DZ Pride.
Oh, the color.
Some rainbow DZ.
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome.
Make it fabulous.
Oh
love it.
man,
I want
DZ
it
Fab.
fabulous. please.
That'd be awesome. Okay, sorry, DZ, keep going,
Oh.
keep going.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that
Go,
is
go, go.
you can Instagram and Twitter the same as @InstaDZ as well. Also, guys, I'm full time. I'm on when I'm not streaming. I am a director, so if you guys need videos done, you can check out my website. That's www.diegoz.com. Yeah, that's it for me. How about you, Harold? Where can the fine folks at home find you?
When I'm not on GameByte or when I'm not spamming GameByte chat with these emojis, You can find me on the Quit Stalling Geekcast every Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Me, Juancho Saldana, and Derek O'Brien, aka Sensei Humor. Yeah, we start the show with a little banter. We do the middle of the show with some actual news, and then we do the after show with some quiplash and other Jackbox Party Pack games. So check that out. Tuesdays at night, Diego Z comes over here with Sorbetes PH, and we host a Quit Stalling over here. We host the Quit Stalling Overwatch Community Scrim Nights, 8 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, 5 a.m. California time, and we have so much fun. Last night, Diego, I think, was one of our best shoutcasting performances to date. We were motivated by all the people over there in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for playing. All the players were just popping off left and right. It was crazy. And the support we're getting recently, and the amount of people who are enjoying the Scrim Nights just makes us want to do it even more. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, just keep showing up, keep chatting with us, and we'll keep doing them. Aside from that, yeah, GameByte's weekly, guys. GameByte is weekly. This time, same bite time, same bite channel every week. Check that out. And of course, I'm on twitch.tv/Herald Plays. I'm on Twitter at Herald Plays, and of course on Instagram at Herald Plays. And lastly,
MFC.
freecams.com/Herald Plays with himself. I have to mumble that one because Facebook.com/QuitStallingUs is where you can find all our most recent updates. We also have a Twitter that we update, Twitter.com/QuitStallingUs or at QuitStallingUs. Omega DZ. We're on Instagram at Quit Stalling. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Quit Stalling, where all our videos on demand go up. And of course, same with the Twitch video tab, so check that out. Again, if you enjoy the content, just hit that follow button. You want to. If you have a free Amazon Prime sub, or if you're making it rain like Gibbs and Chill does, hit that subscribe button. Or, cheer us on with some bits like ElderDjinn, the leading bit cheer. Let me see if it's already reflecting. Not yet. With 1,100 bits. It's already in the chat, though, so it's showing up there. Yeah. Trophies, guys. This man is a trophy hunter. So check that out. Check all of our stuff out. If you have a long commute, whether you're driving a bike, driving a car, taking a jeepney, going to space, underwater, in a library, wherever you are, rolling on the jujitsu mats like Sorbetes PH, put on our podcasts. Of course, you could download them on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Overcast, whatever Pocket.fm. Whatever pocket catchers you have out there, we're probably on there. And if we're not, email us, quitstallingShow@gmail.com, and we'll throw them up there. Look at all that plugging I did. Look at all that shameless plugging I did for our stuff. And again, I want to thank everyone who supported us for the past couple of years. All the dark times that me and DZ went through. And now we officially have that check mark. That Twitch check mark, and it just makes us feel that much better. So thank you, everyone. It's been an amazing ride, and we're just gonna keep it going. We're just gonna keep it chugging along, like Gibbs and his sub train. Keep it going.
It's only gonna get better from here.
Yes.
Oh man.
Definitely.
Oh man.
All right. Giggity. All right, let's do it. We're gonna head out. What do I say at the end? Oh yeah. We'll be back next week, guys, on GameByte with Tapang King himself, August 8th. All right, August 8th. Yeah, August 8th. Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. We'll see you then. But till then, get off your butts and quit stalling. Bye, everybody. Bye. What was that?
Bye, everyone.
That was a dog, right?
Yeah, that was probably a dog.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was a dog.
This is my dog.
Is that a beagle or?